Yo guys, it's up Shatter here and welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers. Today, finally, I almost wanted to say we're finished with construction of the hull. That's not quite true, but as you can see, the whole surrounding thing is done. And I think I didn't make any mistakes, I hope. But yeah, that's done. So now we actually come to the part that I wanted to do like ages ago. The one that actually spawned the necessity of having to complete this part here. And I will have to do a bunch of these, you know, throughout the episode, fixing a few of these, but just triggered me, sorry. I know there's a few more, but anyway. So what I now want to do, what was the plan all along, is to start placing thrusters all around this ring, you know, and then we'll add another layer on top of this to encase these thrusters, and then we'll mirror this to the lower ring as well. And then eventually, we might actually will have to do this part here, the inner ring, which actually that will not take that much time. But I think I want to start off not with a hydrogen thruster, obviously, but with a normal ion thruster. Let me just grab a few of those. I'm not sure we're gonna place big ones, but we'll see. If we place big ones, where would we place them is the question here. Because they have a bit of a non-symmetrical thing going. I mean, we could place like 2 of them here, but I think we would go overboard with that. I rather have the feeling we should just, you know, go with these and just place a bunch of these. But I have the feeling we will have to block the holes first, and then it's gonna be fine. Also, by doing this, we will ensure that these things here will disappear. Well, eventually. I think there's a few more things we'll have to weld first, but, you know. Yeah, I think there's like a piece behind this one that we would have to weld. But, yeah, anyway. Also, by the way, just in case, if today's episode sounds different, if it looks a bit different, that's because I had to change my operational procedures, if that makes any sense. Basically, as you might know, I have a new monitor, a bit of a bigger one. One that supports up to 144 hertz in frequency, which I heard is a very good thing for gaming, apparently. And to achieve this, I had to connect the monitor via the display port and not via the HDMI port. Now that's all fine and dandy. My graphics card has several display port sockets. However, as you might know, I record normally with my Elgato capture card that I originally bought for my PlayStation when I started recording. The problem is, that thing only supports HTML. HTML? What the hell? HDMI, of course. And, yeah. So I tried to kind of like rig it in a weird way where I had 2 cables connecting to my monitor, to my new monitor. One was an HDMI, one was a display port, and then basically both into the graphics card, and then my PC would basically detect 3 monitors, and then I basically just mirrored my main monitor, which was the one basically connected via DisplayPort, onto the one that is connected via HDMI, which is the capture card input. And then I thought, hey, that's probably gonna work. It's gonna be fine. Let's do this. It turns out that causes a lot of problems. Not necessarily in the way I thought it would. Because what happens is I cannot change the resolution on the, let's say, the DisplayPort and input to the one that is between 4K and Full HD, the 2K resolution. I cannot change it to that in like all the games I tried, because the HDMI input, which is a mirror of the DisplayPort input, because that one only supports, for some reason, Full HD. It's really weird. It's a weird thing, and I now had to completely unplug the Elgato, and now I'm just using OBS again, which I haven't used in a while. So bear with me if the settings are weird, if it's kind of laggy. I will have to figure this out all over again. It is kind of annoying, but I probably think it's for the better, because, you know, the Elgato, it was nice, you know, it was kind of a plug-and-play thing, just go ahead and do things, but it also had a few flaws. For example, it always recorded my whole screen, which means if, for example, if friends of mine logged into Steam and stuff, you could see pop-ups. In general, if Windows for some reason decided to just spring a pop-up on me, you could see that. So yeah, it was a bit awkward, honestly. And of course, with the OBS, you can very accurately tell what kind of input or what kind of window you want to... Wait, why can I not place this? Hello? What is going on? That is weird. Okay, we'll figure this out. Anyhow, you can... Oh, this one is somehow not connected to the rest of the ship, I don't think. Hold on, where's my flashlight? Is it just... No, that is connected to the ship. Then why can I... There must be something weird here. There's something wrong here, and I cannot quite put my finger on it. Okay, so that works. What the hell? Why is that not possible? Unable to place? Why? What? I'm kind of lost for words at the moment. Yeah, you can see, I cannot... There's like a complete row here, which is unable to be placed. What is this about? Okay, we have a mystery on our hands. Sherlock Holmes is on the move. Well, we'll figure this out, I'm sure, but... Jesus Christ, what the hell? But yeah, so, yeah, back to OBS again. Very nice. So I'm just trying to figure out how to do this and how it works again. You know, I used it every once in a while back in the day for streaming, but I don't know. I just didn't stream too much. It just seemed to me that... I don't know. I didn't see the reason for streaming, really, because... For what I can tell, the people that do watch the videos every once in a while are in a completely different time zone than me. So streaming would always be very difficult, even if these people definitely said, yeah, we're gonna watch. I would have to stream at such weird hours. And bear in mind, still, it's not like that's gonna change soon, but I do have a day job. I work... And, yeah, that's not gonna change, so I still have to kind of maintain, like, normal hours, you know? Okay, okay. So let me just weld these real quick, and then we'll delve into the mystery. Okay. Oh yeah, you can see it. Do you see this jiggle here? Oh, there's something fucked up. It's this corner piece here that's fucked. That is disconnected, probably. That is yeah, that was disconnected from the whole assembly. Why? Why was that disconnected? I must have, like, grinded something away in the last episode where where the big building was going on. Yeah, that's better. Now, does it... Oh, would you look at that? Now, this one is... This one is false. And probably this one too. What the hell? That was weird. Okay. It wasn't really visible before, but now it is. Okay, we figured it out. Awesome. Yeah, I must have grinded something away. Most likely. Oh, but I think... Yeah, look, now this one is loose. What the hell? Don't tell me there's like a whole layer that's fucked. That would be... No. I refuse. I do not accept this premise. No, it looks fine, actually. There we go. That was strange. Also, it wasn't really visible until I, like, went extremely close here. That was... It still kind of looks weird for me, but... Okay. There you go. Right, so yeah, this is like the first step now that we have to do to start placing down these thrusters. We'll have to patch up the ceilings wherever we can. And I really think we should probably build the inner ring just so we can have a definitive length and width of the whole top layer. So we don't run into a weird scenario where we didn't calculate something, you know. Because the inner ring, if we smooth that out, that of course is gonna add like another layer to it. So if we do calculations, we will have to factor in that layer as well. So it's probably better to just add it like right now than to try to mentally add it and yeah. Oh man. You know, just before now, when we had that mystery piece that didn't work, I was about to say that building in Space Engineers is really annoying sometimes, but then again, right now I'm playing a lot of Conan Exiles on a server. A friend of mine hosts. It's kind of a nice little server. There's a lot of mods on it now. Because we played before with like bare minimum mods, and now we basically decided we wanted to start a new world with a lot of mods and just try to do crazy stuff. And if you ever have played Conan Exiles, you will know building in Conan Exiles is like a science, but not one of the good science, you know, the ones with the logic and with the things that make sense. No. It's the weirdest freaking thing. Because Conan Exiles has this system where there's like structural integrity. I guess like Medieval Engineers tries to do a similar thing. Which means that you cannot just like, you know, do the Minecraft kind of buildings where you have like, let's say one pillar and then just a whole house on top of it. That won't work. It just doesn't support that. And that's fine and dandy. That basically forces you to be a bit smarter with your buildings to make them look like almost realistic at points. But then there's sometimes like a weird thing that certain, especially like roof pieces, corner roof pieces, if you have like a roof with 4 corners and then you'll start putting in these corner pieces at the roof, 2 of them, almost always, 2 of them will just be able to be placed down, and they're almost always like diagonally opposite of each other. And then the other 2 that are also diagonally opposite of each other, they will not work. There's some weird like instability thing because the game doesn't let you place parts that would break the building. So if it detects that, oh, Jesus, that was good. At least the pack is still there. So if the game basically detects that the piece that you're gonna add is gonna break it, it will not let you place it. And so the last two corner pieces of a lot of roofs that I have built, basically, they just cannot be placed because for some weird reason the stability won't allow it. And then what you'll have to do is you'll have to sneakily put like a flat roof piece where you wanted to build the corner piece, and then build the corner piece on top, because the flat roof kind of lends a little bit of stability to the corner piece. But then the best thing about that is if you then destroy the flat roof piece under it once you placed it, it doesn't crash. It doesn't get destroyed. It's just it works for some weird reason, but it doesn't let you place it initially. It's so infuriating. But I mean, Conan Exiles, it's a great game, but there's so much like convenience stuff that needs to be added to that game, you know? There's so many like tiny things that you would expect from a game that was out for so long that you would expect, but they're just not in there, you know? It is infuriating, but it is quite an entertaining game, especially if you play it with some friends and you know you do like dungeons together, you build your cities, and it's very nice. Also, I've been playing some Path of Exile again, the new Scourge League. I'm enjoying that so far. I'm taking it super easy at the moment. I'm like leveling several characters at once because I want to kind of figure out what I want to actually do in this league, because normally I just pick like go to Google and pick like best starter build and then I'll do that. But this time I kind of wanted to just explore what kind of stuff I could do. Because I'm so confident with that game that I'm starting to just be able to just, you know, pick a skill and build something around it without having to look at a build, which is a nice place to be at, honestly. But still, it's a bit challenging sometimes. But I do like the new league. It's very nice. It's interesting. But yeah. Now I have to really, like, get used to OBS again. I just wanted to see how long I've been recording, and of course it's at a completely different place, this information, than with my previous recording thingy. Oh, man. But I think I set it up correctly, because previously, like earlier in my OBS usage career, if you want to say it like that, I had a problem that all of the audio would basically get mixed onto one audio stream, and then you couldn't really separate the game audio from the microphone audio, which is awkward, because if you do like a weird setting where the game is extremely loud or you are extremely loud, then the recording is kind of annoying because you cannot change them, you know, separately. But now I think I set it up correctly. Now it records into different audio tracks, and I should be able to separate those for editing. Well, we'll see if it works. But yeah. God, I wasn't aware that there was so much roofage that still needed to be fixed. But I guess, again, it is something that needs to be done anyhow. And I kind of neglected it when I built the top deck, and I knew it would come back to bite me, kind of, you know. But yeah, there you go. What can you do? Work. That's what you do. Also, there wasn't a Halloween update for Space Engineers, was there? I didn't see anything. I mean, generally speaking, I completely missed Halloween. Like, honest to God, it went past me. I mean, to be fair, you know, in Switzerland, the Halloween tradition isn't massive. I mean, it grew in the last few years. We had actually, last year, I think we had some kids knocking on our door for sweets. thank God I had some. It would have been a bit disappointing if I didn't, but we had some. But still, it's just not a big thing in Switzerland. At least it feels to me that it isn't like an officially big thing. And it makes sense that it isn't, because it was never like a tradition in Switzerland. But you know, at least I always had like a certain knowledge of it, because I used to go, you know, to walk around the city before the whole Corona thing. I was, you know, traveling a lot, and therefore you would notice, you know, like Halloween decorations, and I also used to watch more TV back in the day, so you would always see, oh, now all the horror movies come around. But this year, since like there was basically no travel, well, actually I went away for the weekend, the Halloween weekend. I went away to the Swiss Alps, to the little cottage that my parents have up there, and it was basically just like isolated from everything, because up there was no decoration. We didn't watch any movies. It was like completely ignoring that holiday. Not even deliberately, but you know, it just happened to be that way. And now it's like, oh yeah, Halloween is actually done. And yeah, as far as I'm aware, Space Engineers didn't do an update. There's a few other games that did. But that leads me to wonder when the next update will come. I mean, Christmas would be a candidate, of course, because, God, that's not, you know, not too long from now. Again, that's very, very close. And, yeah, I mean, I don't think they would do like an update before that. Because I think for Halloween, if you don't do an update there, people will be like, yeah, okay, we understand. But if you don't do a Christmas update, I don't know. They almost have to. And they would be kind of shooting, like cutting into their own flesh if they released a big update beforehand and then they don't have anything for Christmas. So I have the feeling they're saving everything for Christmas now. Which is okay. It gives them still a lot of time to work. Well, a little bit of time to work on that. God, yeah, now I realize how much freaking roofage we have to do. God damn. You know, just when you thought you were finished with excessive hole building, guess what? You're not. It is still absolutely the biggest thing you have to do. Well, I guess that makes sense. I mean, we're finished with most other things on the ship, so that is pretty much the last. And I'm not sure if it's the most important part, but it's the part that shapes the ship, so to speak, that gives it the final shape. There we go. Okay, now we just have to weld this. Well, he says just have to weld this. That will take a while. Yeah. Okay. Let me just do this real quick. There we go. I also have to... Well, again, I have to see how that works with editing after this episode with the OBS. It is because I don't even know how, you know, how synchronized it is with the audio. Because with the Elgato, it's pretty spot on. You just have to, you know, pull things into timelines and it's fine. It's pretty much in sync. Well, I really hope this is usable afterwards. I really do, because it always annoys me if a thing like that, you know, if you record for a while, and especially if you have like some thoughts you want to talk about. And it doesn't matter if you know exactly what you wanted to talk about or what you did talk about. If you do it the second time, it's just not the same. It's just, you know, it's kind of when you like rehearse a speech or so. If it's a good speech, you just do it from the heart, more or less, you know? And then you will come up with interesting things. But if you just rehearse it over and over and again, it will just every time... At least to me, it feels like every time it will get drier. And then if you say something that was not rehearsed, then you'll stumble. At least that's how I felt back in school. That was always the way I like prepared for like speeches and stuff. I just noted like key parts that I wanted to talk about, important themes, and then maybe like 1 or 2 quotes, and that's it. Because at least I feel that's what was important. It's not important to like learn a speech by heart. That's not what this is about, you know, in school. It's about you knowing what you're talking about and presenting it in a relatable way, I suppose. But yeah, sometimes I almost miss that. I almost miss school at some point. It was so like carefree, wasn't it? I mean, the longer you live, I guess the more you realize that kind of stuff. I didn't like going to school for the most part. I just felt it was boring, but you know, looking back now, that was a piece of cake, right? Just like, you know, every once in a while you had a test and you had to study for that, but most of the time it was just like sitting in a classroom and drawing on the desk. At least that's what I did. The thing is, I could pay attention even like that. I'm like a... I don't even know how you say that. Like, I learn by hearing, so I don't even have to look at things or write things down. I just have to hear them properly. So as long as I was not like distracted, like on an audio level, I could draw all the time and do silly things, and I still would like get the knowledge that was needed. Oh, that's nice. I know a few people that have to write things down so that they properly learn it, or explain it to somebody else so they understand it. And that is at least to me, that feels like a very annoying way to learn things because it's so much more effort. But there you go. So if I see this correctly, we've been at this for 27 minutes now. And I kind of want to at least finish the fricking ceiling. You know, so I have something to show for it. Which means next time we'll, well, do more hull construction. We'll do the inner ring. I think we can bang that out in a single episode. Right? At least I think so. I mean, we'll have to kind of like start workshopping it first. I guess we can do it like the same way we did the outer ring. By just doing like a middle part first, like a thin inner ring that we create, the middle, and then from there build outwards. I guess we can do that. Should be fairly easy, I hope. But yeah, I think first we need to clean everything up. It's time for that, or you know. And I have the feeling I also should probably add, afterwards, after we're done with this, I should add some lights into the floor below. Because that top floor, the basically the walkway around, the hallway, that has no lights now. Obviously, because there was never a ceiling. So I completely neglected that, which is weird. Sometimes I have the feeling I'm not a person to do that, to neglect such important matter, but apparently I did. Apparently I was done with constructing floors, and I was like, nah, not doing it. But yeah, I mean, that might also be a thing that we can do next time as well. Just put those lights in. I guess we'll have to, because otherwise I'll forget it, probably. God, almost finished. Not long now. Just like 2 more trips or something. But that's still a lot, Jesus. I mean, it's not at the level that we did over the last few episodes, but still, this is excessive. Excessive amount of freaking plates. But then again, compared to like, again, Conan Exiles, this is relaxed. The amount of material I use for building here, that's like nothing. Well, it kind of depends on how you, your server settings are in Conan, I suppose, but still. Oh well. Maybe at one point I'll do like a short video on the server just to show what we're doing. But we basically just started like yesterday, so there is not much going on at the moment. We're like getting our bare necessities dealt with, and then we can like branch out into fancy stuff. But well, I guess we'll see. Somehow I have the feeling I don't have enough plates with me. Maybe that's just me, but I can feel that this is not enough. Oh boy, okay. And of course the energy is going out too. Yep, okay. Well, better safe than sorry. Let's just get a little juice up before we go. There we go. Ow, that was painful. There you go. Yeah, we have the last plates. And let's go. Okay. Well, now it looks very smooth, at least now, doesn't it? Cool. So that is done. So that means next time it's inner circle time, inner donut time, and then we'll have to do some measurements, get some circle charts up, and figure out how this is all gonna go down. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and take care.